All right, welcome, kings and queens. You asked for it, honey, and I am here to deliver. Today, we are talking Married to Medicine, Season 10, Episode 1. Give me time to catch up. I think I'm 2 episodes behind, but nonetheless, I'm here with the recap and the review of Episode 1. Welcome back, Jack, to the cast of Married to Medicine. So far, in my opinion, the season has gotten off to a phenomenal start. Y'all, in my opinion, this is an outright dog fight. The ladies are here to serve because I know, and they realize everybody can't go, honey. Everybody cannot go. And what I mean by that is, I feel like the Married to Medicine franchise has evolved, and I'm excited. I'm excited about where it's going next. Where are we headed with this? Bravo took a step back. They reassessed the cast, honey, and they threw in some wild cards by the name of Phaedra and Sweet Tea. I am loving it. And initially when what's her name, Dr. Contessa was removed, I was like, I don't know. That was a good move. That was a good move because Contessa, we needed a lightness to this. We don't need a beef that heavy and a personality that sinister and somebody that can't move on. So I'm really excited about the evolution of the show. Miss Quad, Miss Quad. Oh, Miss Quad, watch this backfill, honey. Watch what's Quad. Watch this backfill. Let me tell you what's going on, in my opinion. Or actually, let me ask you, because it's just an opinion I have. But let me see how many of you are possibly thinking along the same lines as I'm thinking. Do you feel like they are going to backfill Quad? I do. I do. And Quad, if you're listening, here's what I think. They've literally hired your replacement while you're still in the building. Oh, Miss Quad, you got to be sharper than that. And if you don't pull your weight this season, Quad, this may be your last. This may be your last. This may be your last showcase on the screen. I believe that Dr. G's wife, Sweet Tea, has gotten off to a phenomenal start. And Quad, you may, if they don't pluck you out and utilize her as your backfill, rightfully so, because she is married to medicine, they may demote you to a friend of the show because I really technically don't see a place for Quad on this show anymore, within this friend group, you know. So I think Bravo could be looking at this thing two ways. Either Sweet Tea could serve as the backfill, or either Phaedra will serve as the backfill. Speaking of, child, let me get into this Phaedra thing. But before we do, for those of you who are tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
I want to go to Phaedra, and I want to get your take and just your feedback on how are you liking Phaedra for the show. But before I do, let me say something to Toya. First of all, Toya looks really good this season. In her confessional, I love the hair. I love the dark hair. I think Toya looks really good with straight hair. I love it. I love simple looks on Toya. I think she has a beautiful face, and she really doesn't have to do too much, in my opinion. But let me say this, Toya. Toya, if you're listening, stop clowning your husband. Stop clowning your husband and emasculating your husband on national television. There's no reason for it. You are his wife and not his home girl. You be coming at Dr. Gregory, and I don't know why. I mean, not Dr. Gregory, I'm sorry, Dr. Eugene. And I don't know why. I feel like Toya cuts this man's legs off just to make him, I don't know, the banter and the back and forth. I don't understand it. And I'm not one of those women that believe that women should be docile and speak when spoken to. No, I love the strength in women, bring and give what you give, but you ain't got to talk to your husband all crazy about him finally knowing how to hit the spot and hit it from the back and all that. Girl, keep that at home, because if the truth be told, I ain't gonna lie, I think you have a nice husband. When it comes to character, considering, girl, some of the pickings that are slim out here in these streets, especially Atlanta. Come on, don't do him like that. And you're allowed to stay at home, work, run through his money, do what you want to do, talk to him crazy. Come on, Toya. Give the man a little bit more respect than that. He works his ass off to provide for you. Now, of course, I'm not in that marriage. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but my thing is address him. Give him a little bit more respect. He's earned it. He seems like a really nice guy. He seems to be fair. He seems to want the best for you. And he seems to be extremely patient with you, Toya, when a lot of men would not be. So, with that being said, please back off Dr. Eugene and give him some space, Toya. But anywho, y'all, Phaedra. I asked y'all early, what do you think about Phaedra? Because Phaedra is a big fat no for me. I just don't do Phaedra. I never have since Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just don't. Ever since she lied about her pregnancy, that wasn't anything to lie about to me. I'm like, you're a grown ass woman. If you're pregnant, you're pregnant. But y'all probably, I'm like, no, I can't do Phaedra. And Phaedra, girl, why? That outfit that she showcased in episode 1 when she came out and they were at her store, I feel like it was a bit over the top, in my opinion. And it was screaming, giving you the best that I got, bravo. I'm here to be on reality television and I am here to stay. So I really think Phaedra is working hard. I think Phaedra is going to overproduce a lot of her scenes this season. I think Phaedra came to be a disruptor this season. It's not going to be authentic nor genuine. That aspect of who Phaedra is probably won't happen until maybe 2 or 3 seasons in for her. Right now, she's fighting for her life to remain relevant, and that outfit was a perfect example, in my opinion. Okay. Now, it could be an Atlanta thing because sometimes the women in Atlanta, in my opinion, do way too much, honey. And they really don't have to. That's the sad part about it. There's some beautiful women that come out of Atlanta, but the makeup, the clothes, all the jewelry, all of that's, in my opinion, mm-mm. Phaedra was definitely making a statement with that outfit. But, I didn't care for the outfit just because I just didn't. But did y'all like it? What was it giving in your opinion? When that sheer outfit, I don't know. But anywho, I don't believe. Let me tell y'all something firsthand. I do not believe that Phaedra is dating a cardiologist. Not for one moment. You cannot make me believe it, honey. I will have to see it before I can believe it. Nope, I don't believe it. I don't see it. Now, I do believe she may be having a good old midnight time, a good old midnight rump with the cardiologist, but dating one to the point where my mama met your mama, we've introduced him to the kids and we're looking at possibly exploring a future together. This is my man. I'm his woman. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. You can't sell me on that. No, nope, nope, nope. I won't believe it until it's right in front of my face. With that being said, I don't think I like Phaedra for this show so far. But keep in mind, I've only seen one episode. Now, why is Phaedra here? Bravo. Other than her being a household name on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, other than that, why is she here? Is this a second chance opportunity? Maybe we had some execs at Bravo that really liked her. And it's like, you know what? Can we plug her here? Can we create a space for her? That's what I see. Other than that, if you're not showing that man that you are quote unquote dating, that's not really married to medicine, in my opinion. Okay, I could be the only one, but let me say, in my opinion, watching episode 1, something was off about Dr. Jackie. And I noticed it when she met with the women at the hoedown. Now, Dr. Greg did ask her, where's Curtis? And she said he's in the Dominican Republic. That made me uncomfortable because of his history with infidelity and his history of taking another woman on a similar vacation. Um, yeah. Mm-mm. I hope she and Curtis are good. And honestly, I wish she would have never taken him back after he embarrassed her like that, in my opinion. I don't like Curtis. I think Curtis, he came off as very selfish to me. And let me tell you why. Dr. Jackie is actually a breast cancer survivor, and I think most of us are familiar with her story. And at one point, before she became of age, one of her wishes was to have children. And he denied her that request because he has children. He didn't want any more children. Okay. They moved past that. She was diagnosed with breast cancer and she beat it, thank God. But one of her regrets after she had cancer was she wished she would have had her own biological child. And the fact that he did not work with her on that, to adopt, to get a kid, all of that, I just thought that was very selfish of him, you know, to, like those older men, and somebody talked about it before. They want to meet women with no kids. They've gone out, they've sown their wild oats. They have kids, they've been married before, they've frolicked, but I want somebody without kids. Okay. So that really put a bad taste in my mouth many, many years ago. I didn't feel like he had this sensitive, emotional, soft spot for Dr. Jackie. And I actually felt like he was trying to bend her to conform. Okay, to be more of a product of a housewife, not necessarily asking her to remain in a home, but mentally, he was challenging her to remain in a home. Uh-uh. I didn't like that because you knew she was a medical doctor when you met her. Okay. And now you didn't want to give her kids. You cheated on her. And a part of their coming back story was she needed to be more affectionate and emotional and open towards him. Nigga, please. So I've always kind of side-eyed Curtis. I just don't feel him. I've never seen him just be openly emotional with her, soft, and all of the good thing that she needs. I've always felt like he's had demands and requirements of her as a woman, which kind of puts her between a rock and a hard place, either my career or my marriage. Because when women meet men that are doctors and or athletes, they are often expected to settle in and be supportive, as they should, especially when you meet them and they're already in that career, right? And they're dedicated to that life. So it should be no different for the likes of a Curtis. Um, Now, Dr. Jackie, that was real rude to walk into Sweet Tea's home and reference quads decorating. Not cool. I didn't like that. I think it was very tactless and it was rude to say, didn't this room used to be purple? Yeah. And I need you to not throw jabs. I need you to not attack her because of her age. And I kind of feel like you made another like snide comment about her age when Dr. Gregory introduced her to you and you thought you shared the ladies, you shared with the ladies, I'm wondering, or maybe you said it in your confessional. Like, did he used to babysit her? Let's not do that. Let's not do that, Dr. Jackie, because you're an older woman. And just like we don't want younger women making fun of beautiful older women, yeah, let's not attack her because she's a younger bride, a younger wife, which made me think, is that what Curtis is normally attracted to? Because you seem to have a little bit of underbelly venom for this girl, for you not to know her. So I thought it was rude of you to walk in her home and immediately begin to point out what Quad used to have in place. Okay. Yeah. So in that scene, I was just kind of watching the ladies, and Dr. Jackie seems to be a bit off. I don't know. Facial expressions indicate to me. Her facial expressions indicated that there could be something there, but I hope she and Curtis are good. Okay, so Dr. Greg is back. Listen, in my opinion, his fiance kind of looks like Toya with a slight resemblance of Cheryl Underwood. There's a mixture of Toya and a slight resemblance of Cheryl Underwood in there. Now, I did notice in the kitchen, y'all, when Dr. Simone asked Dr. G, how come her? What's special about her? How did you know she was the woman for you? And his fiance got out of her seat to hug him. He kind of nudged her away with his elbow. And I'm like, "Hmm." But later on in the scene, he was a bit more affectionate with her. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a red flag for me, bro.
So here is the thing. What made T so special? Because I'm 100% sure you had all kind of women sliding.
Yes, my DM was lit.
Here's the thing. What made T so special? Because I'm 100% sure.
Because I saw your elbow kind of push her away. So for me, I thought, is there trouble in paradise? Have they gotten off to a rocky start? I know they're engaged and they're getting married, but body language, that subconscious body language, yo, bro, you threw an elbow slightly just kind of back her up off of you. And I noticed it. That's all I'm going to say. I noticed it. Here it is. And I'm pointing it out. Okay. Is it me or did y'all see that? All right, so it's time for let me move on. But it's time for the engagement party of Dr. G and Sweet Tea, and Heavenly on her bullshit. Heavenly, you know what? Dr. Heavenly actually has me blocked because many years ago I went in on her because she was just being a bully on Married to Medicine, and I had something to say about it on Instagram now. I was not too harsh. I never am in the comments, but baby, I guess she didn't want to hear that accountability spiel that I was trying to give, and honey, she blocked me. But she's back on her bullshit, and I feel like Dr. Heavenly loves to bully folks if they will let her. If they'll let her. And she's kind of coming in with that same energy. Dr. Heavenly, you don't even know the girl, and you already starting to shade her. For what? For what? Okay? But I said, let me see where this goes, child. It's just the first episode. Surprisingly enough, y'all, Sweet Tea has a twin. And it seemed like her twin does not play behind her. She got them straight. She said, you will allow her to talk in her home. But do you think that Dr. G and Sweet Tea are going to be fine? Do you think this show is going to be too much for her? Because in Sweet Tea, sweetheart, you already knew what it was when you was walking into this. And I know you and your sister were saying this isn't about quad. Baby, it's going to be about quad. Welcome to reality television. Every chance they get to stiff arm you, they're going to stiff arm you. Every chance they get to make you uncomfortable by bringing up quad, honey, is going to be lights, camera, action. So you're going to have to really check yourself emotionally to see if this is actually the right fit for you, because it ain't really no way around that. Even if they remove quad from the show, they're going to bring it up to trigger you, to see your emotional reaction. So, yeah. Somebody asked Sweet Tea, what's the most exciting thing about being engaged? And she said, the access to the money, honey. Yes. Now, check it out. They did not like that answer. Toya, I know you didn't. Fix your face to be like, what? Because you know what, Toya, you might want to sit this one out because all you do is spend Dr. Eugene's money. So let's not do that. Okay. But Sweet Tea stood on it. She said, the best thing about being engaged to Dr. Gregory is having access to his money. Listen, I don't know, y'all. Sweet Tea may be hot tea if Married to Medicine takes off, because I think she understands the assignment here. And this, if she can kind of situate herself appropriately emotionally, she might be a good fit to the show. Now, at first, I was taken back by her response, but then I had to look at this thing from a different angle. So when you consider Sweet Tea and Dr. G, there's possibly what, a 15 to 20-year age gap between the two of them? Now, we know he ain't marrying her for love. We know that. And if you don't know, you know now. Okay, let me put you up on game. The second thing is, he's been there, done that with Quad. He married for love the first time. The second time around, I believe he's expecting her to spit out exactly what she promised him in the DMs, some babies. He got somebody younger enough that can have children. That's by design, y'all. Okay. So then it's only fair, in my opinion, that if he's looking at her to produce his offspring, it's only fair that she is taken care of. So, in my opinion, that's why she said the best thing about this arrangement, honey, is access to the money. She said when she walked into the house, she did a quick assessment and she's like, oh, okay, this is nice. This is nice, which tells me she's probably not accustomed to this level of living and lifestyle and environment and circles. So, it's an even exchange between the two of them. However, he knows what he signed up for. Okay. That's what you want. That's what you get, Dr. Gregory. But so does she. Okay. And at her age, I'm going to tell you the truth. Listen, I'm about to trigger some folks. At her age, she should be marrying for money. Yeah, I said it. Because, honey, if this one don't work out, then you can try that love thing the second time around. Now, let me ask y'all something. Oh, wait a minute, Queen Sheba. You say she should. Young women marry for money. You should. Now, if that money thing don't work out, you get your settlement, you move on. Pull a Ashley Darby, honey. And I know she messed up her prenup, but Ashley knew what the assignment was. You walk in, you marry for money. You get set up for the rest of your life. And the second time around, we'll try this love thing. Yeah. See, a lot of women aren't going to be honest about that, but I'm going to put it in front of you. And then I'm going to leave you all with this question in the chat. Y'all ready? I'm going to leave you with this question. Would you rather marry for love or would you rather marry for money? Keep it real. Let's take it to the chat.